This is our PowerPoint on how the Enlightenment changed Europe by Juan Pablo, Rafael Baroto, Gustavo Marinos, and Alejandro Perez.
Cultural and intellectual developments during the Enlightenment. During the Enlightenment, there was increased movement of knowledge through several means, as there were new methods of creating and transmitting knowledge that were created that had significant impacts in Europe. Principal among them was the movable type printing press that could print thousands of pages within a day. This meant that knowledge could be put into text much faster and at a larger scale, making it easier to spread new ideas, findings, and theories. And the effects of the movement of knowledge. The increased creation and transmission of knowledge in Europe challenged traditional authorities' worldviews and philosophies in favor of new ones. Enlightenment thinkers applied scientific reasoning to every aspect of life, undermining traditional authorities like the Catholic Church by emphasizing a rational questioning of prevailing thoughts and promoting a belief in human progress. Traditional ideals, such as the original sin or papal infallibility, were heavily discredited by Enlightenment thinkers and were largely replaced by new ideas, such as the belief that the universe could be rationally demystified. Reforms around the Church. The Catholic Church lost a huge amount of influence to the Enlightenment due to many factors. The increase in print material allowed for the spread of ideas that challenged the Church's authority, even bypassing church restriction and censorship. Monarchs who want to centralize their states under their rule fought off church influence. For example, English monarchs removed the Catholic Church and replaced it with the Church of England that they could control. This culminated in the separation of church and state in many governments. New ideas such as deism challenged church doctrine and decreased its influence. Rationalism versus empiricism. Two new schools of thought, rationalism and empiricism, emerged and had a huge impact on science and philosophy. Ration was based on innate reason, the assumption that people draw conclusions separately from what is observed. Empiricism was based on the idea that all knowledge comes from what is experienced by the senses. In comparison, rationalism involves the use of general principles, while empiricism involves the use of specific observations.
The states and other institutions of power. There were many new monarchs and rulers that influenced the ideas of the Enlightenment, like Hobbes and his ideas of absolutism, in the rules of Catherine the Great of Russia, Frederick the Great of Prussia, and Joseph II in the Holy Roman Empire, and other various European empires. Many reforms that were created by named monarchs, that were talked earlier on, led to the weakening of the church and many aristocracies. They weakened their political opponents and the power of many other nobles, but they did this to improve the conditions for the peasants, as well as abolishing many tax exemptions for the clergy and religious toleration supported in international improvements. Society during the Enlightenment included many meetings with people through salons and coffee houses that facilitated the spread of the Enlightenment ideals and the social organization of Europe during this time. There were many political groups, such as the England Whigs and Tories, that met in coffee houses where people discussed their ideals. There were also salons which had both male and women discussing ideals. An increasing activism for women suffrage and rights, as many women such as Mary Wollstonecraft, who wrote Vindication of the Rights of Women. Many specialized studies and academies, like philosophy and the natural sciences, grew during this time and led to new libraries growing in popularity and grew the academics during the Enlightenment, meeting in Masonic lodges.
National and European identity. The Enlightenment developed the foundation for a European national identity through the works of enlightened thinkers, paving the way for political reform through future uprisings and revolutions, such as the mentioned French Revolution. Works like Rousseau's The Social Contract and Locke's two treatises of government influenced the development of governments after the Enlightenment, specifically the National Assembly in France, among others. Technological and scientific innovation. The Enlightenment paved the way for future improvement of technological and scientific innovations by providing a basis to improve upon. Technological advancements, like the 1712 patent for the atmospheric steam engine by Thomas Newcomen, would lead the way for improvements into the Industrial Revolution. Scientific ideas such as Descartes' use of deductive reasoning and Bacon's use of inductive reasoning developed the scientific method in the 18th century.
Thank you all for watching the video.